President Trump posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor to Air Force Technical Sergeant John Chapman at the White House on Wednesday. To receive it, his wife Valerie and their two daughters Madison and Brianna, who were only 3 and 5 at the time Chapman was killed. Now, this is the first time a Medal of Honor was given to an airman since the Vietnam War, and the very first time it's awarded using Predator drone footage as evidence of his heroism.
Even though he was mortally wounded, John regained consciousness and continued to fight on, and he really fought. We have proof of that fight. He really fought. Good genes. You have good genes.
Chapman, a Special Tactics Combat Controller, is honored for heroic actions on a remote Afghanistan mountaintop on March 4th, 2002, less than 1 year after 9/11. What started as a mission during Operation Anaconda became a rescue attempt on Takur Ghar, or what is now known as Roberts Ridge.
So that's the first act of heroism, being part of the team that said, yes, we'll go right back into that hornet's nest. And then the second was when they realized they were coming under effective fire from all sides, that John said, there is the danger directly in front of me, and if that doesn't stop, everyone will die. So he immediately ran up there at 10,000 feet in thigh-deep snow, by the way, and engaged that. And his team leader said, John's actions saved all of us.
It's a point of controversy if Chapman was still alive when the SEALs withdrew from the mountaintop. Chapman's former commander and wife did address this, saying they do not believe he was left behind.
I don't believe personally that he was left behind. And
every single warrior on that hill did heroic acts.
Absolutely.
that on that mission, and I believe firmly, as does everybody at this table, that every single man on that hill made the very best decisions that they possibly could while bullets are flying, while people are getting wounded, and to say anything other than that would be a miscarriage of what really went on.
We heard from his family and former team members and friends this week about what he was like outside the battlefield. A family man and a brother.
He was such a genuine, good-hearted person. He lived his life like team before self. He lived his life that whole way. It was the girls and I meant everything to him. When he was home, if he wasn't on a mission or training, when he was home, he was home. He was 110% present as a father, as a husband, and he just was very humble, very kind, very soft-spoken, and just an amazing man.
I let those girls know how much of a hero their dad was, but I also let them know the funny things that we've done, the times we've had together, the part where they relive his life through me sometimes, where they want to hear those stories. They get to hear their mom all the time and stuff, but they like to hear from the guys, what he was like. I got to work with him. I got to train with him.
We sat actually right next to each other on the team that we were on when he deployed to Afghanistan, and we were just always cutting up, and people overuse the term brothers a lot, but that's really what we were. I mean, we all sat next to each other and burped and screamed and hollered and had a good time and did our job.
So we hung out for that first year through Green Team all the time. After Green Team, we were assigned to Red Team together, so we were deploying together, doing a lot of the training trips together, and spent still a lot of time together. And we lived close to each other in Fayetteville, so and we just got along. He was a great guy, and we just had a lot of things in common.
He always put others before himself. He felt that that's the right thing to do. So he was a genuinely good person.
Chapman previously received the Air Force Cross for his heroic actions in Afghanistan. Coming up later this week, they'll continue to honor Chapman at the Air Force Memorial in Arlington with a number of different events, including a missing man formation flyover. From the White House, Jillian Angeline, Air Force Times.